topic is periprocedural utility of statins in patients undergoing PCI, and I'll be trying to give you two important concepts in this regard and try to finish in the 10 minutes. Now, coming on to the introduction, PCI represents the most prevalent revascularization strategy in patients of coronary artery disease, and periprocedural myocardial infarction and contrast-induced nephropathy after PCI. These are two very important things and determinants which actually determine the long-term survival of our patients. And also, both these complications are related to inflammatory pathogenetic mechanisms, and probably statins reduce the risk of cardiovascular events in these subgroups. This was the observation which was published in the Journal of American College of Cardiology in 2003. And this actually incited a lot of studies and clinical trials and case reports. And now they have been included in the guidelines of managing patients of PCI, both for acute and chronic coronary syndromes. Now, if we go that, the statins have LDL independent action on modulating the endothelial function relating to inflammation and thrombosis. And there have been randomized trials showing the beneficial effect of short-term statin pretreatment in reducing periprocedural cardiac marker release in patients undergoing PCI, both for acute and chronic stable coronary events. And statin therapy before elective PCI reduces periprocedural myocardial infarction in patients with stable angina. Also, it is seen that preloading with high dose of atorvastatin in patients with myocardial infarction in patients of ACS undergoing PCI at least 48 hours before, this leads to a reduction in the contrast-induced nephropathy in patients of PCI. And also in patients with chronic statin therapy, a reload with high-dose statin was associated with significant improvement in 30-day major adverse cardiovascular events. So this is now a very common understanding and practice that if you have patients of undergoing PCI, we load them irrespective of whether they were taking statins earlier or not taking statins earlier, because in both circumstances, it leads to reduction in the periprocedural events of contrast-induced nephropathy and MI. I'll just substantiate this with few studies, and I'm not going to go in detail. This is a study developed in European Heart Journal, and this was published in 2002, that this indicated that if you go by the enzyme rise only and symptoms and ECG, about 10% of the patients would undergoing PCI would have some levels of troponin or CPK bump, which would mean a minor infarction. Usually the etiologies of these periprocedural MI are dissection, compromise of the side branch, thrombosis, and no reflow phenomena because of plaque embolization and inflammation in the distal vasculature. And many of the anti-thrombotic regimens have actually failed to decrease this periprocedural MI. And targeting atherosclerotic and inflammatory pathway have actually helped us in decreasing the incidence of periprocedural MI. Now, coming on to the statin use, how it works. The statins inhibit hepatic 3-hydroxy-3-methyl-gluteryl coenzyme A reductase with consequent suppression of cholesterol biosynthesis, and may also provide beneficial effect outside the reduction of LDL and triglyceride by its pleiotropic effect, which leads to improvement in endothelial function, stabilization of atherosclerotic plaque, decrease in oxidative stress and inflammation, and inhibition of the thrombogenic response. There have been some observational and retrospective studies on this, so I'm not going to be going in detail. These are the different studies which have clearly shown that statin treatment at the time of PCI, before, during, or after, leads to a reduction in periprocedural MI and also a reduction in the periprocedural incidence of CIN. There have been some randomized control trial addressing the same. Armada is one of the most important one, and this was a trial on atorvastatin for reduction of myocardial damage during angioplasty. This was the first randomized placebo-controlled double-blind prospective study which demonstrated The clear-cut beneficial effect of statin in preventing myocardial damage after coronary angioplasty in patients undergoing PCI for stable angina. It had enrolled 153 patients and who were randomized to 40 milligram atorvastatin versus placebo, and there was a reduction in periprocedural CPK-MB by more than two-folds. This is the result of ARMADA trial, which you can see the placebo versus atorvastatin. This shows the incidence of periprocedural MI, which has decreased from 18% to 5%. NIPPLES 2 was the second randomized trial, which demonstrated that even single loading dose of 80 milligram of atorvastatin administered within 24 hours before stenting is effective in reducing periprocedural MI. This MIRACLE was a very huge trial enrolling 3,086 patients. Here, the patients were treated with 80 milligram atorvastatin a day, which was initiated 1 to 4 days prior to coronary angioplasty. And what was seen was it reduced the risk of recurrent ischemic events over 16 weeks treatment period in patients with unstable angina or non-acute MI. Then there were other studies like PROVE-IT, TIMI-1. This again, the 2-year Kaplan-Meier curve estimated event rate for primary composite endpoints of death, MI, unstable angina requiring hospitalization and revascularization showed that there was 22% reduction in the relative risk. So there have been many studies, both observational, prospective, retrospective, and long-term randomized controlled trials showing that statins given before the angioplasty, both in stable and unstable coronary syndrome, clearly reduced not only the periprocedural MIs, but also reduced the long-term composite of periprocedural MI, myocardial infarction, death, and revascularization over 6 months of period. Now comes the second topic where the statins given during the periprocedural PCI actually help in reducing the contrast-induced nephropathy, which is an independent marker or predictor of mortality in these patients. And this is a recognized complication and a very dreaded complication of PCI. Not that every time the patient comes or presents with anuria, but many a times the patient presents with a fall of GFR, and that itself is a predictor of long-term mortality in these patients or survival in these patients. We really do not know what is the exact mechanism of action in these patients, but it is found that inflammatory mechanism and oxidative stress may be involved, and statins could have a significant benefit in these settings owing to their anti-inflammatory properties. Now, Khanal et al. From a large insurance database showed that statin pretreatment was associated with reduced incidence of renal function deterioration in PCI. And this is from a large data analysis, retrospective data analysis. And an observational prospective study by ARMADA group also confirmed these findings. So this is again from the ARMADA group clearly stating that statin pretreatment actually reduced the incidence of contrast-induced nephropathy in patients undergoing PCI, both in chronic as well as acute settings. Now, this pleiotropic effect is independent of lipid-lowering actions, and this may alter the pathways involved in cytokine production and adhesion molecule expression, and this may also lead to reduction in the microembolization. Now, statins actually decrease the toxic damage to the tubular cells by oxygen-free radicals and pro-inflammatory cytokines by anti-inflammatory effect. This was published in the European Journal of European Heart Journal in 2003. So we clearly now know that periprocedural use of statin is very important. We must give high dose loading statin, which is about 80 milligram of atorvastatin, as most of the trials have been done with atorvastatin and not the rosuvastatin, but conceptually any of those could be given in equivalent doses. It not only reduces the risk of periprocedural MI, but it also increases the long-term longevity, and it also decreases the risk of this nephropathy, which is also an independent predictor of long-term survival in these patients. Now, statins work through its pleiotropic effects, and the guidelines today say that there should be a loading of these pre-procedural loading with statin equivalent to 80 milligram of atorvastatin, both in acute events and also in chronic settings in all the patients. And even if the patient is not statin naive, that means was on statin therapy, it is recommended that the similar dose should be used to reload these patients before doing angioplasty. And this has really led to marked improvement in the long-term survival and decrease in periprocedural MI, and also decrease in...
Sir, 1 minute left.
I'm done. Thank you very much.